Do you remember that time that you went to the grocery store and you brought me back something so crazy? I mean, the grocery store is like test of sanctification.
Yeah. You're listening to Marriage Mania, where we are audacious, sagacious, and tenacious for the Lord to uphold godly marriages and to raise fervent children who are countercultural and stand for biblical truth.
Welcome back. I'm Tanya.
And I'm Michael.
Oh, man. Today, I want to talk about something that is super interesting. The grocery store. Marriage in the grocery store. What a test of sanctification. Okay. Do you remember... It was probably early in our marriage, and I think I was super sick, and I really needed some cheese. And I said, hey, Michael, can you just go up to the store and get some cheese? And you're like, well, I don't know what kind of cheese. I'm like, just some cheddar cheese. And you're like, okay, there's like a billion cheeses. And what did you bring back?
I brought back cheese, like you asked.
What kind of cheese?
I don't recall. On advice of counsel, I declined to answer.
Okay. So it could have been our miscommunication issues, right? So I wanted shredded cheese in a bag and shredded cheddar cheese. And you brought me 2 giant cheddar blocks. And I was like, what?
You weren't specific.
I know. It was really hilarious though, because I came back and was like, what is going on here? What am I going to do with all this cheese? You're like, I don't know. You told me to bring cheese back. So I bring all this up because
you shop like you cook. You know, you cook. It's like you don't follow really the menu or whatever. Just a dash of this, a dash of that, a pinch of this, and test it. I needs a little bit more of this or whatever. And you just like, go to the grocery store and get some cheese. And you're like, I don't know what that means, but
yes.
But then when I ask what kind of cheese, and you get a little frustrated. I don't know, just some cheese.
Cheese.
I'm like, okay, I'll go get cheese.
Cheddar cheese.
But then I bring back the cheese, and it's like, this is a block of cheese. It's like, what were you thinking? You said to get cheese. I don't know. So I got cheese. If you wanted something specific, you need to be specific. I want this brand. I want this type. I want it shredded cheese. I want it in this size and this at this cost.
Especially because you don't go to the grocery store like to buy stuff on your own.
Tell me what aisle it's on, so I'm not searching up and down the aisle like all day. Anybody know where this is? And I can't find a worker that could tell me where this might be.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like today, I just want to talk about how like marriage and grocery shopping and how that's like a test of sanctification, because we as a team, I believe that marriage is a team. I believe that in marriage, the team requires to go to the grocery store together. Now, a lot of people do not agree with this. And I remember when we first got married and I was like, oh, I need to go to the grocery store. And you're like, oh, I need to finish this on the computer. I was like, okay, so you're coming, right? And you're like, well, no, I was going to get this done. So like we can do 2 things at the same time. And I was devastated. I was like, what? You're not going to the grocery store with me? How could this be? And so I feel like it is something so needed. I think wives love having their husbands, because especially when we have to buy lots of groceries and we have to come back and, put it all up, and we've got like a system going when we go to the store together. And so it's just hilarious with the grocery store.
Yeah, just throw efficiency out the window. But yeah, that was I remember that the first time we were like, oh, we got these chores, and these chores to do. How do we divide this up? Okay, I'll do this, you do that. And you looked at me like I had 2 heads. It's like, aren't we going to do all these chores together? And I was like, okay, we're married now. So I guess, yes, that's, efficiency is the enemy of intimacy. Certainly speed. I've heard that one. Speed is the enemy of intimacy, of marital closeness. Doing things fast. Same thing as efficiency. Sometimes we think of what's the most efficient, what's the quickest way we can get things done. But does that lend towards marital bonding? Maybe it might be more efficient to divide and conquer. You do this and do this list, and I do this list, and we'll meet back up at the end of the day.
Right.
But maybe it's better towards marital bonding if we all just do it together and we collaborate through the whole process. It takes a little longer, but you spend some quality time together.
Yeah, and I agree. Like the bonding time, I love that. I love having quality time with you, even if it is grocery shopping, our favorite place, Costco. We
Mhm.
love going there. But okay, it's also there's a lot of things that we bring to the table because I think I'm a planner, but I think maybe you're more of a planner. I don't know. Maybe I guess I'm a little bit more spontaneous when it comes to like, oh, I need this recipe. I need this and I
Again,
need
you
that.
shop like you cook, a little
Right.
dash of this, little dash of
Yes.
that. You just kind of go to the
Yes.
store and think, what do I need? What do I need? I grab this. You always get home and think, oh, I should have gotten this. Oh, I forgot to get that. Oh, I forgot to get this. I'm like, you got to make a list.
Make a
Have a
list.
grocery list. You know what?
And
I
that where
always,
detailed, like detail and flexible come. Like you're very detailed. I'm
I have a
not.
list for everything.
And
If I go to the grocery store, I have a list of everything I want to get because I'll always forget something unless I have a list that I can refer to. I keep a list, a running list throughout the week. Oh, we're out of this. Let me put that on the list. Oh, we're out of this. Let me put it. So when I go to the grocery store, I have a list of the things we're out of.
yes.
So I
Yeah.
know I at least get those things that are on my list.
And I tend to be like more flexible where I'm like, okay, I think we're out of this or I think I'm out of that. So I'll just grab this and I'll grab that. But I think the details is really important, especially in marriage, like the details and even grocery shopping as we're talking about that. But like the details, paying attention to those details because we'll miss those things that are really important in marriage. But also like we're both savers when it comes to the grocery store. So sometimes I'll debate like, do we really need that? Like, do we really need that? And then you're like, I don't know, so we kind of go back and forth. So like, I think there's just a dynamic of learning when we're going to the grocery store, when we're doing anything. It's all about unity and oneness. Like even grocery shopping, right? Like we were talking about, it's just oneness. It might be funny when we're talking about certain things, but like it all comes down to being detailed, being precise in those situations, but also being flexible because things can kind of shift. And then also like spender and saver because we're talking about like Costco has amazing things. Okay. You walk in, as soon as you walk in, it's like, oh man, do we need that?
Somebody is an expert in marketing over there because
I know.
it is
It's like, oh my gosh, the flowers are out.
impulse buying capital of the world. I mean, you go in
Yes.
there, it's like, oh wow, I didn't need. They got everything right in front of your face of things that you would. It's like, oh, I need that. Didn't come here for that, but oh, that'd be cool to have, And so you're just so tempted to get all those things, and I think we've fallen for a few times, but most of the time we're always thinkers at least. So it's like, well,
we're walking past the really awesome things.
Never buy anything in the moment.
Never.
It's always let's think about it. But with Costco, it's like it might not be there next week because they're constantly changing things up. I think they do that on purpose too, because it's like if you don't get it now, it might not be there.
It might not. And then, like we talked about the flowers, we're like, should we get the flowers? Oh my gosh, we should get. No, we shouldn't. Yes, we should. No, no, no. Like, okay, let's be wise with our budget, and we didn't get it. And so they kind of ran out of some of the pretty flowers. We're like, we should have gotten it. But then we're like, no, we don't need it because we want to be content in what we have. And so we don't need flowers. And so we just continue and we move on through the grocery store.
It's funny how grocery shopping is like a microcosm of marriage itself, and it's like, it's so interesting to see there, especially at Costco, you see so many couples go in there, and maybe because it's Costco so big and you're buying in bulk and it's like, there's a lot of heavy lifting. And so maybe it's like, yeah, it kind of takes two people, but it's kind of cool to see a lot of the teamwork there. You just see
I see a lot of husbands and
spouses
wives
and whole families.
Yes.
They're going shopping at Costco. It's kind of the marriage unifier.
We
Costco.
love Costco. Costco.
We're like doing an advertising for them.
I know we are not getting paid by Costco at all. But Costco, if you hear this,
yeah.
But no, like we love Costco, and so many people are there. Like you said, the family unit is there. The husband's usually like, pushing the cart or whatever, and you got kids hanging off the carts and stuff like that.
They have all these toys for kids too, so it's like a fun place for kids to even go and impulse buy themselves and bug their parents. Can we get this? Can we get that?
But it also talks about like how we have to come to a compromise, right? Like we have budgets that we want to meet, and we want to make sure that we're not going above our budgets. And so like if we're there together, it holds us accountable of Like, okay, should we buy that? No, we shouldn't, because that's going to put us over our budget. And so we have expectations. Like, I honestly, I'm sure you know this, but I'll tell you now, I expect you to go to the store with me. Not because I'm telling you to do, but I expect it because it's one, I feel like we're together as a family. Two, you're helping me because it is a lot to have to do all of that. But then we're also making decisions together. So we're compromising on certain things. Like, I see you and our daughter grabbing certain ice cream. Like, okay, that has to go in the cart. And I'm like, do y'all need two of those? And you're both like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, okay. So, I mean, there's just things that we can kind of talk through, and plus they have like good samples and stuff like that. We like to try their samples.
It's a holiday every time at Costco.
I know. And then that's what makes you buy the chocolates, because you're like, oh man. So yes. And I think like the whole point here is really just kind of laughing about the things, the differences about each other in marriage, and the differences of like what certain things mean as far as communicating. And wives tend to do more of the grocery shopping, but also like doing it together. It really does help us bond. It helps us be unified. And like, I know, like in the beginning, you may have not liked going to the grocery store, because we would go to like, we would go to Kroger, I think, and it just wasn't as fun. I don't know. And then when we started going to Costco, it was like,
there's a lot of cool things to see at Costco. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit more fun to go there, even
is.
just to kind of like window shop or whatever and look at all the cool little gadgets.
Yeah.
Kind of daydream about getting one of those $500 scooters or something, you know, and it's like, that'd be really cool to have. If I
Yeah,
was
but
like
we would never get it. But it's like, you know, it's fun though. And there's a whole different perspective. And maybe that's why there's more men going to Costco.
Maybe so, because yeah, there's stuff for everybody. Like I said, somebody's a marketing genius that works for Costco. I mean, they know how to like have just the right merchandise there for everyone, you know,
Yeah.
for the kids, for the husband, for the wives, just like, oh wow, that's really cool. You know, even if you're just looking at it and daydreaming, it'd be cool to have that, you know, if it was within the budget, or, you know, I wouldn't feel guilty for buying it, you know, or something. But it's just kind of fun to kind of play around with some of those things.
I love it, as we have talked about this, but it's also, you know, like we said, talking about our budget, making sure that we're spending and we're not overspending. So that holds us accountable when we go to the grocery store. And it is kind of sanctifying, right? Like, you are being sanctified because you're working together as one. You're going to the grocery store. You're like, okay, I want eggs. I'm going to go here. Or you could tackle two things like, hey, I forgot the milk. I'll go over here, and I'll go over here and get the peanut butter.
You're problem solving. You're working together as a team.
At the grocery store, man.
A little conflict resolution sometimes. If you get in a little disagreement over something, we should get this. I want this, or no, we shouldn't. It's not within the budget, so you have to learn how to work out some of those differences. I mean,
yeah, I think we've done that a couple of times, maybe. And it wasn't big deal things, but I know we went talking about some shoes, because sometimes Costco can have some good sales like towards the end of the year, and like we went and got some shoes and stuff. And so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that the biggest thing is, you know, we're a team, and there's finances that we want to be accountable to. We want to make sure we're not overspending. We want to make sure that we're one as we're doing the grocery store. And, you know, depending on our eating habits too, like, you know, do we want to eat healthy, or do we want to eat like terrible? Like, are we just getting processed foods, or are we getting fresh foods? And so those are the things that we've compromised and talked through and come to an agreement. Like, we want healthy foods for our family, but there are sometimes we'll get some like shrimp from the frozen section, and that's kind of yummy. Like, you know, it's processed already, but you know, it's like once in a blue moon we'll eat it.
Yeah, splurge on a little salmon here and there or something.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like compromising and talking about it, and like not doing impulse purchases.
But treating yourself every once in a while to something is okay.
Yeah, but the purpose of us having that oneness and making sure that everything that we're doing is one. Like, we're deciding on what kind of foods we're going to eat. We're deciding on how much money we're going to spend. We're deciding on how we're going to, you know, buy certain things, and just making sure that we're agreeing on our grocery store. Do we want to have dinner there while we're there? Because they do have good pizza and hot dogs. And so
they get you there as well.
I know. That's another one. You're leaving, you're paying. You're like, pizza. but our daughter already has us trained a little bit when it comes to the pizza. She's like, talks about it before. Should we have pizza, Mom? Should we have pizza, Dad? Let's do pizza. And then so we go ahead and order the pizza ahead of time. So by the time we're done, we can just get our food. But like, it's serving, and we're also serving each other even at the grocery store. It sounds so silly. We're talking about the grocery store. We're talking about how the grocery store sanctifies us. And it's true, because here we are, we're serving one another. He's serving me while he's pushing the cart, or, if I'm pushing the cart, whatever, we're serving one another. He's picking up heavy things for me. I'm picking things out for us as a family. Like, we're serving our family. We're serving one another. I never even thought about the grocery store being a place that couples can really work through a lot of things together, through that oneness and finances and unity and bond and all this stuff at the grocery store. But it's true, because who wants to go to the grocery store when somebody is just like against everything you're doing? You're like, I'm getting fresh vegetables. So I don't want fresh vegetables. I want processed food. Well, I don't want processed food. Well, I don't care. I want all soda. Like, it's just negative, and like the family is just, it's split here. And so, we're serving one another at the grocery store. So we're being sanctified, man. Sanctification is happening through marriage.
That it is. I mean, it does sanctify us. I mean, it teaches us patience. It teaches us how to work together as a team. It teaches how to be, how to follow God's principles. I mean, that's part of the reason God created marriage and put us into families, in order to teach us to be more like Him, and to model His attributes for our children, and to raise strong disciples of His. It's a microcosm of God's kingdom, and that's how God designed it. And it's interesting that the grocery store is almost like another miniature microcosm of marriage, where it just kind of just tests the marriage a little bit, and
it does,
and
it can really test it. Yeah, it can,
as well as just be a fun place sometimes if we let it, as a strong family bonding experience, where we're accomplishing a task together, and hopefully enjoying it at the same time, and enjoying some of the window shopping that's going on there, and looking around at some of the things they have for sale, and just kicking back and enjoying life, and not being so stressed out all the time. Bonding over fun experiences is so important in a marriage and family, and that's what really kind of bonds and strengthens and creates that strong oneness more than almost anything else, is just over having fun. And even God says there's nothing better than to eat, drink, and be merry, and enjoy life, and enjoy the wife of your youth, and that the children are blessings from the Lord. We are to enjoy our family. We're to enjoy being married, and enjoy the life, enjoy this journey. God created us for a task, but it's not supposed to be drudgery. His yoke is easy and his burden is light, and it's also enjoyable. He wants us to enjoy it. He said He came to give us life and to have it to its fullness, have an abundant, happy, long life, and to enjoy that with family and in community. And if we're just rushing around to places, or we're just dividing and conquering in order to get stuff done, it kind of defeats that purpose, where we can kind of do things together and have that bonding experience.
Over the grocery store.
Yep.
So this podcast was about the grocery store, and also just about like what you were talking about, is the sanctification process that happens in that spot. So I love going to the grocery store with you. I truly do. And I can't wait till we get to go to Costco again, because it's always so fun to go to Costco. It's like the fun little field trip that we have as a family. But if you like this podcast, give us a thumbs up. Just let us know what you think about the Costco trip. And do you have these kind of experiences too, like in your marriage? And check out our comments for ways you can support us and support this podcast. We would greatly appreciate it, because we want to be able to get this message out to as many marriages and family as possible. Our heart is for Christ, and we just want to strengthen the family unit. Until next time.